Hi everyone, me again from sunny Smyrna, Georgia. Well, partly sunny. Actually, it's got a little bit of rain coming down, but not much. Just a few tiny little drops, hopefully that'll miss us. I thought I'd share with you an experience I've had the last few days. I believe I've talked about this before. You know, people have lots of different aptitudes. They're good at some things and not so good at others. And they're drawn to some things and drawn to others. I've always been drawn to mechanicals. You know, how does a lawnmower work? You know, what's on the inside of the radio? You know, what's you know, how does all that stuff work? You know, and even as a kid, much to the consternation of my dad, who would come home and find everything taken apart, and of course I had no way of putting it back together. Oh, there's another ambulance. But anyway, I had the mighty Kia. You're all familiar with the mighty Kia. My 2007 Kia Sorento with almost 220,000 miles on it. That my lovely wife and I pull our Spider and motorcycle on, and we have a trailer to pull just her Spider, and we have a trailer to pull both her Spider and my bike, and we've also converted it into somewhat of a camper, overnight camper. So it's a very important part of our arsenal of vehicles. Well, anyway, took my lovely wife to the airport last Wednesday, and when I dropped her off at the front of the terminal and I pulled away, the little light on the dash came on and said that I had a door open. Well, the only door that had opened had been hers, right beside me, and I could see it was shut. So it must have been the right rear door on the Kia that was not shut. So I pull over real quick in a spot I'm not supposed to stop in, jump out real fast, run around, pull the door handle, and I hear a clunk, 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 clunk. Something falling down inside the door. And the real bad part is that I shut the door. I was able to shut the door, but I go to try to open it, just see what'll happen, and it doesn't open again. So I guess I'll count my chickens. I'm not going to count my chickens. I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, well, it's shut, and that's the important thing. Let's get it home, find out what's going on. So I get home, pull the inside of the door off, which was really pretty easy. A couple screws and a couple of little push-in clips, and look back up there with my screwdriver, and down on the bottom of the door, I find some little pieces. Now, the thumbnail I used for this, if you can go back and zoom up on it, you'll see the little pieces laying beside the old handle, and then you'll see above it the new handle, all assembled. Anyway, so here I am stuck now. I've got a broken door. There's no way to fix it. There's no way to. It's plastic, and there's bricks in the highway here. There's no way to fix it. So I'll go over to the Kia place, and you know, I take all my information. They've worked on the car before. They have everything, and go over there and I talk to the parts guy, and he says, well, it's really hard to tell from the drawing. And I said, tell me about it. You know, about what parts you really need. So he gave me a printout of the parts book off the computer. I took it home, I disassembled the door some more. I actually got the actual door handle off because I had left it on up until then because I wasn't sure what was broken. So anyway, I take it off, and as soon as I get it off, I find the little plastic piece that has broken on the door handle. And so I ride back up there and get with the guy, and I say, okay, this is the part I need. It's about an $80 part for a door handle. And so he says, this is on a Wednesday. And so he says, it'll be here, takes 2 days, it'll be here Friday morning. So I'm really looking forward to it. I set aside all Friday morning to get this job finished and do some other things. And I call him, I don't hear from him. About 2 o'clock I call him, and the guy says, looks like he didn't make it. I said, oh, great. And he said, yeah, well, we get our shipments at 5 a.m. and it didn't come in, and we'll get another one tomorrow, which is Saturday morning. I said, okay, great. So Saturday morning comes and goes, no call from him. I give him a call. Nope, sorry, Mr. Smith, didn't make it in. So this is my parts man karma. See, I was a parts man for 34 years, and I had to tell people that all the time. Nope, sorry, it didn't come in. So it always happens to me when I have to order something. So anyway, we get, now here it is Monday morning, and I have taken Susan to work again, and got a piece of duct tape over the door handle so that no water will come in there. And I give him a call when I get back, and he says, "Mr. Smith, your part has come in." So I go and get it, bring it home. It's really fairly uneventful, nothing to it. 2 bolts holds the door handle on, and then basically everything else was still fine, and nothing else had broken. So I went ahead and put the door back together. Everything works great, so yay! So the mighty Kia is back to 100% again. But you know, it's funny. I'm the only one in my family that is sort of leans toward the mechanical. Now my son's pretty good. I rate him about half biological, half mechanical. He has 3 dogs, so he's got to be biological. But he also knows how to fix a few things. He's repaired some things on his car, so he does know a little bit. And he says, "Oh, I learned it watching you, Dad." So you know, that made me feel good. But I don't remember him watching me, but he says he did, so that's good. Anyway, but I figure I'm about 99% mechanical. I've had dogs and cats. I like them. I don't personally own one now. We have a grand dog that we're looking after for the moment, but my wife and I, we always say we don't even have a house plant, you know, because we like to be able to get up and go. So, you know, we want to ride the bikes, we want to hop on the bikes, we want to go for a couple days, we don't have to worry about lining up a dog sitter or a cat sitter or somebody to come in and water the plants. But anyway, I know a lot of you guys who ride bikes I've talked to, a lot of you guys change your own oil, change your own filters, make your minor adjustments. I'm sure some of you guys have been doing some major mechanicals. My adopted son, Hepcat Harley, did a complete carburetor rebuild on a I can't tell what kind of carburetor it was. Looked like an old Mikuni or a Bing or a Klein or something like that. Looked like to me like one of the old 2-stroke carburetors I used to rebuild when I used to race motocross. But anyway, looked like he got through it okay, and I put the jets in the right places, and it started and ran, so I guess he did it all right. But I know some of you guys don't really work on your stuff that much. I have a friend who he's mechanical, but he doesn't have the confidence really to think that he is, and he calls me a lot and asks me my opinion before he'll do something. And to his credit, a lot of times he'll figure out a different and or better way to do it than what I'm telling him. So, you know, I gotta give him that. But it is funny, you know, how we are. Back in the day, I used to work on cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats. I used to work on everything, you know, back when things were mechanical. Now they're digital. Everything's got a computer now. And I'm not that great with computers. I haven't figured out what makes those electrons work the way they do. And I can't figure out how a computer can do everything with zeros and ones. But that's just my own personal failing. I'm pretty old. I don't learn new stuff very well. But if it's mechanical, like this old beast here is mostly, I can do most everything on it, although it does have a fuel injection system that's got its own little computer. If it ever craps out, I'm in big trouble because I can't fix that. But, you know, I mean, you can always swap parts out. That's what I used to have to do when computers were coming along and we didn't know what the heck we were doing. We'd just start swapping components instead of trying to, you know, tear into something and try to figure out what was actually wrong with it. And all the cars and everything now have, you know, you got your little plug-ins where you diagnostic ports where you plug in the little machine and it tells you, you know, it doesn't necessarily tell you what's wrong, but it kind of gets you in the right part of the ballpark. You know, it tells you whether the problem's at home plate or whether it's in left field. And that's a good thing. But anyway, well, that was my adventure. You know, it always feels good when I can get out and get my hands dirty and work on something and actually fix it. And the mighty Kia came in real handy for that today, and I feel really good about it. Don't know how many more miles I'm going to get out of the old girl. 220,000 right now, and these are the hardest miles it ever gets right now. We're pulling a trailer right at our maximum capacity, pulling it up in the mountains where it's got to go up and down hills and all that stuff, and still has to see freeway speeds. And so far, so good. She's doing great. But if you're ever in the market, I highly recommend a 2007 Kia Sorento. Mine's been doing really well with very minor problems. Nothing that I wasn't able to really fix. So, well, hope you can get a chance to ride. It's real nice out here right now. It's kind of cool, maybe in the 80s. And I'm gonna head on back to the house. So if you get a chance, get out and ride. Good luck and have a great day. Bye-bye.